God bless America. God bless Annapolis. God save the Honorable Michael Pantelides. Just recognize some of our elected officials and dignitaries that are with us. The Honorable Kathy Vitale, the Honorable Glenn Pravias, Senator Ed Riley, Alderman Fred Payon, Danya Blair, who's Steve Shue's fiance, and here representing our county executive. Former Councilman Dick Ladd joined us tonight. We have a candidate for the 5th Congressional District of the United States Congress, Sam Farias. And we have Joe Cluster and Diane Waterman from the Maryland Republican Party. So if any of you joined us for the inauguration, you were probably overwhelmed by what a spectacular inauguration that was, and the smoothness of the event and the spectacle that it was. And that event was put together by Lieutenant Colonel retired Deanna Lorraine. So at this time, I'd like to ask her to come to the podium and introduce our Mayor, Mike Pantelides.
Thank you, Dean. I know a great leader when I see one. A great leader has passion and vision and commitment. In January 2009, I met a 25-year-old young man, and he said, "Hi, I'm Mike Pantelides, and I'm going to be Mayor of Annapolis." And I said, "Really?" I said, "Do you hold a political office?" He said, "No, but I know Annapolis, I know what it means." And I'm like, "Wow, that's great." So later that evening, I said to his uncle, Andre, I said, "You know, I met your nephew, and he's very impressive, but he has delusions of grandeur." He said, "Why?" "He thinks he's going to be Mayor of Annapolis." Well, in December 2013, after a tenacious and brilliant campaign against the incumbent, we inaugurated the 136th Mayor of Annapolis. And in less than 2 years, look what he has done. He has brought a business strategy to government operations. He's focusing on the bottom line. He's created an open door policy for our citizens. He has won approval for a renewable energy park to generate $5 million in revenue and generating lots of jobs for Annapolis. I like it, I like it, I like it. I like Mike. In fact, maybe that should be the next campaign slogan. I like Mike. I know a great leader when I see one. I've had 40 years of healthcare executive experience, held many leadership positions in corporations that generate over $1 billion and 9,000 employees. I spent 21 years in the United States Army. And retired as Lieutenant Colonel. Leadership is the key to success. And we are so fortunate, ladies and gentlemen, to have a passionate leader among us. A leader with vision and commitment to make Annapolis a greater place to live and work. A third-generation Annapolitan. I am so honored to introduce our mayor, Mike Pantelides.
Thank you, Deanna. Couldn't have asked for a better introduction than that. Look at this crowd. I don't think we could fit one more person in here. We had to overflow down the room. Let me start off by thanking the sponsors for coming out tonight. We had 180 people signed up for the event and over 50 sponsors. So please take a look at that board. If they have a business, please make sure to patronize it. Before I start, didn't time that right? Before I start, I want to give a special thank you to someone very important. I think everyone's walking around enjoying the food and drink. And that's possible because of the man who's hosting us tonight, and that's Harvey Bonner. Come up here, Harvey. Harvey's been a friend of the neighborhood. When we were setting up this event, I asked about it. And he's been to a lot of political events, as we both have, and there's wine and cheese and things. I said, Harvey, I want to do something big for it. He said, what are you going to do? I was like, nah, just wine and cheese, everything else. He wouldn't tell me what's on the menu. He said, it's going to be a food spread like you've never seen. I think everyone in here, let's give him a round.
I'm going to have my fun. It's a food spread like you've never seen. And I told Mike we can only have so many people fit in here. Wow. He calls me up and he says, you know, we're selling tickets. People are coming out. I says, Mike, stop it. Cut it off. So we have changed from the food stations to the cutting bar to the oyster bar to the serving to the beverages and everything else. Probably 3 times. And then my person that's in charge of this evening, I said, why are the bars set up down here? I said, they're supposed to be up here because we want to keep the people. Instead of coming down here, get them up here. He says, I couldn't fight all the ladies that were in here today saying what to do. He said, they overwhelmed me. I said, okay, I give up.
Thank you all for coming out. I can't tell you how humbled I am to be here, to see all the support of everyone to come out, to celebrate our first 2 years in office. I want to start off by looking back at where we came from. As I was going through the list of accomplishments, which many of you received in the mail, I kept going back and back to the beginning, the starting point. And I forgot about some of the challenges that we faced to begin with. So I look back and I remember, what were the things I had to do to overcome at the beginning? And I looked, and the first thing I saw was one of the contracts the city council signed 10 days before my election. They signed the new union agreement that gave all city employees a 10% raise right before I came in. To put that in perspective, 75% of the budget is salary and benefits. We had this huge cost I had to overcome, but we worked hard and we did it together. We had a council person that wanted to take away my powers before I even came in. We overcame that. And how we did it is we worked hard. And when I say we, I mean the team that I surround myself with. My department heads, my staff. I wouldn't be successful if it wasn't for the people that helped me along the way. So we looked at it. So I come in, the finance director first thing says, you have a problem. I said, I just got elected. Day one, what do I have a problem with? He says, you have a $7.3 million deficit and you have 3 months to fix it. So people came up to us and said, you'll never be able to fix it. You're not going to get the budget passed without raising property taxes. It's the Annapolis way. I said, I will work harder and tougher than anyone else, and I'll make sure we do it. And not only the first year did we pass the budget without raising property taxes, we did it 2 years in a row. That was a great accomplishment. We lowered the trash bill by 30%, and we kept on fighting. One of the things Vienna mentioned that I'm proud about is we work hard every single day to take liabilities and turn them into assets. When I came on board, there was a concept of the Annapolis Renewable Energy Park. Closed landfill every year cost us thousands of dollars to maintain. And I brought Ted Simporis back, who worked on it with the last 2 mayors and it never got done. People said you can't do it won't happen, you failed before and you'll fail again. I said, I don't believe in failure. I believe in working hard. and we got together, and the city's planning to make $5 million over the next 20 years. Thank you, Ted. I'd also like to acknowledge Wes Adams, our state's attorney, talking Wes. Let me go off script here and say something about Wes. I've had a pleasure. I don't know why Fred's laughing, but it's been a true pleasure to work with Wes. The city of Annapolis, the county, the state's attorney's office, there weren't always strong partnerships between them. And the first thing I learned as mayor is that to get anything done, you need to work well with other people. If you want to fix the schools, you need a relationship with the superintendent. If you want to fix flooding at the Navy, you need a relationship with the superintendent. And we had a big drug bust the other day with heroin, guns, cash all on the table. If it wasn't for Wes Adams and the hard work of his prosecutors, we wouldn't have that. Thank you, Wes. I want to tie into a partnership. Steve's fiance is here, is what we have with the county executive. The Capitol reported on the great relationship that Steve and I have. When I came into the office, I never realized the mayor and county executive didn't work. Two distant planes, two kingdoms, they never intercrossed. We sit down on a monthly basis, and we work hard for the city of Annapolis. The first thing we did was dealing with the heroin issue with Wes Adams. We sat around the table, dedicated an officer to the heroin task force. We had transportation issues. For the first time, the county is dedicating money to pay for transportation that's within the city of Annapolis. To put it in perspective, 42% of our bus lines are in the county, and the cost was never coming. We're working on IT, we're working on land use planning on Forest Drive. Everything the city and county does, we're working together to make it a better place. I just want to thank the county executive for that. Talk about a man that works hard. Surviving cancer is at work every single day, making this state a better place. When I came in, I wanted to approach politics from a different view. I don't want to do it the same way everybody did, sitting behind a door, not interacting with people. So one of the first things that I campaigned, I started an open door session. It's still going on today. The first Tuesday of every month, people can come by, talk to me for 10 minutes. And I have to say it's probably the best and worst thing I've done since I've been mayor. But in all honesty, you learn a lot. You learn a lot from talking to people, from engaging with them. They have great suggestions. The boards we have, the commissions we have, all the people that volunteer their time and energy to come through. The city had a problem not being business friendly when I took over. Since my time in office, we worked with planning and zoning to streamline the process. We've had 195 new or expanding businesses that are here. So I think it's not as far as I don't know if the city manager is still here, Tom Andrews, but if he is, raise your hand. I think he might have stepped out. Well, Tom is just a fantastic person who makes me look great every day. I sat down with him and I told him something. I said, Tom, we have to make this city the best city in the state of Maryland. And I said, there's a reason why we have to, it's because the people deserve it. So we went through when we came in. I actually had one of our alder persons today go to the White House. We got an award for being #1 for the Let's Move campaign in our Rec and Parks Department. We got an award from Google for being one of the #1 digital cities in the state of Maryland. And I talked to Bob Agee about it. I said, Bob, I want every single department to win an award. And he kind of chuckled. I said, Bob, I'm dead serious. I said, I expect every person to come through and win an award because that's the mentality you have to have. The problem with America is people say you can't do things. You can't pass a budget. You can't get an energy park done. You can't fix flooding. You can't fix the environment. There's a lot of negative attitudes. And the way I've approached every problem is I work harder, I work smarter, and I surround myself with the best and brightest people. We don't have time to go over all the accomplishments we've had, but I'll say this. The best things we've done are ahead of us. The successes we've had, those are small. What we're going to do over the next 2 and the next 4 years after that are going to be legendary. And it starts with each and every single one of you coming out tonight. So thank you, I'm blessed, and enjoy the night and food. Thank you. I want to say one more thing before we go. My election's 2 years from now. Kathy, come up here. Come up here. Get everyone's attention back real quick. Now, your attention. I don't have a gavel like city council meetings. I don't have to thank. Thank you, Squire. As I said, my election's in 2017, but there's an election coming up in 2016, which is probably more important to the president and all the other higher national offices. And it's for our judges. I mean that sincerely. They have 15-year terms. And I have the privilege and pleasure to endorse Kathy Vitale. She is one of the hardest, you can ask any delegate senator, hardest and smartest working people ever. She's a fantastic job on the bench. I wish her much success. You want to say anything? Not at all.